What up? Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Had to think about it there as I was spitting that out. I'm good. I'm just tired,
yeah, I,
which is a
yeah. I had
rarity
a
for me because I'm usually like wound up before these shows.
I had a very dull day, so that had me kind of in that zombified mood, and
Hmm.
then so Jen's headlights out, so
Yeah.
she got delayed at the event at the gas station. Um, and so she's like, "Well, I'm gonna leave my car here. You can come pick me up." So I was like, "Well, I gotta go to the liquor store." Blah blah blah. Um, she's like, "All right, we'll go to the liquor store. Then by the time you get here, I should be wrapping up." So get to the gas station, and Danielle Harris and forgot the other chick's name, and William Forsythe's. They're like in the middle of their podcast, so they have like a whole crowd of people. They're doing it big. They got like the bandana or banners and all the professional sound equipment and lights and all that shit. So I'm like, cool. So Jen's like, I'm not ready yet. So, go chill. So I sat out there and listened to a couple stories, and it was I didn't get to meet him. I mean, I've already met Danielle, but I didn't get to meet William Forsythe, but, because they were in the middle of everything. But I'm going to go out there tomorrow. But short story long, so then by the time she got done, it was already 9 o'clock, and that's about 30 minutes from the house, 30 minutes, give or take. And so by the time I got here, I hit another obstacle. And then Jen's like, "Babe, the Wi-Fi is not working." And I'm like, what else could go wrong? Like, so freaking did the plug and unplug and plug and unplug, and finally kicked its
Uh,
butt and working. And yeah, and then got my stuff together and hit you up, and here we are.
let's see if my camera decides to crap out tonight like it did last night. I think it was my assigned CIA operative that watches my every move checking with my signal because I was encouraging people to get their butts up to the Valley of the Headless Men and investigate. And they're like, "Heifer, shut up." She won't shut up. Let's kill her Wi-Fi.
You're gonna kill her wife.
Kill her camera.
Blue 42, blue 42.
And I went out like when I turned my camera off last night, and I'm sorry I left you alone on screen.
No, you're good.
I like traced like because I'm hardwired. Like I've got a hard connection from what used to be I don't know what the hell they call it, my tower, right? From wherever my Wi-Fi signal comes from over into like directly into the computer. So there's like no Wi-Fi signal to jack up. There's like no reason for it to be messed up. And so I was getting mad. I was like, did Lucas like trip on it? Did it get unplugged? I was like tracing it back, jacking with the ports. Like the old days when we had actual stereos in our house, in our bedroom. I remember I had a turntable and I had like, the cassette player, because that's what we had back when dinosaurs roamed the earth. And my speakers would, whenever they'd get fuzzy and staticky, I would have to like go into the back with the screwdriver and like a pair of pliers and wire cutters and like either screw it in tighter. And if that didn't work, like the cables were frayed, I'd have to get in there, cut it off, strip some wire, rewrap it, tighten it in.
Yep.
I was trying to do that to my internet last night.
Well, see, at least you have the experience. You know what it's like. Most people would just be at a loss.
Gen X, baby. Gen X. We had to wire our own sound systems.
Yeah, that was the day, though, man, when you had the big component pieces. You had to have it all separate. You had the big cassette player, the equalizer, the receiver.
Yeah.
That's how that was the good stuff. And it lasted. They lasted for years.
And I will still, like, anytime I get into a car, whether it's a rental or I buy a new car, I get in there and I tune it. like a jack with the bass, a jack with the whatever treble. I go in there and I just tweak the crap out of it exactly the way I want it.
Right. Yeah, because that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember one time me and my uncle were messing around with it's I forgot what the name of the album. I think it's a Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. And there's this song called, I think it's Song for Guy. And it almost sounds like a pure instrumental. And me and my uncle were getting drunk and we were like, dude, no way. And it was on an LP. So we were like, you can hear something in the background. And went over to his EQ and just started, filtering it out. And you could bring all the actual vocals in if you dropped all the music back. Like, so it was, kind of like a band pass or a band stop filter. But yeah, but whenever you get to digital, you can't do that anymore because it's bounced. So you'll have your individual tracks and then all those tracks are bounced into one. So that's why MP3s don't have as much, they don't take up as much memory as say like like an original file. But
okay.
Yeah. Little technological information. But yeah, man, that watching that podcast gave me some ideas about like maybe quarterly or something, physically, get a couple other podcasters together and do different locations because it looked like a freaking nightclub party. It was like awesome looking. It looked like a concert.
I'm down for it. I need some excitement in my life.
Right. No kidding.
Most of my kids are grown. Right? It's time for me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I got all but one that's out of the nest. They're all shipped off.
Right.
Having kids of their own shit.
I've got a 12-year-old, and then my next one is going to be 21 in January. And then 27 and 30. So, yeah.
Ditto. Yeah, mine's fixing to be 20, either 27. Yeah, I think 27. And the next one down, she's fixing to be 25.
Mm-hmm.
Next one down is about 21. And I got my 18-year-old, and then Jaden's 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gillian will be, oh gosh, her birthday's next month. She's born in 96.
Yeah.
So she'll be 28.
Okay, so yeah, because my oldest was born in 95, and the next one down was born in 97.
Yeah, see, Riley was in 94, Gillian was in 96. And then I had Lauren in 2004, and then Lucas in 2012.
Oh, so I thought about this on the way home. I was like, I'm gonna have to, rub Monica the wrong way with it. So
okay.
I looked into the sky and I proved flat Earth. Okay, well let me restate that.
Proved flat Earth on the drive home.
On the drive home.
On the commute.
I've done it this way before, but I just never really thought about it. But it's one of the most simple ways to do it. But I'll give it this. If it's not proving flat Earth per se, it's definitely proving that the doctrine that they fed us about how the solar system and the universe works is out of the question. That's not what they told us.
Okay, disprove astrophysics to me.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
No, okay, so I get out of the legal work, right? And the sun's about to set, it's still out, right? So I'm gonna have to go backwards here. So the sun's up in the sky right about here, and then right about here, Shit, I hate this. Okay.
Opposites.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And then the moon is right about here. So they're both up, like way up, straight up. But the moon's like a hardcore crescent, like almost a god's thumbnail. But you can see that there's nothing in between the moon and the sun. The sun's right there, the moon's right there, we're down lower. So it's like, imagine my big head being the earth, the sun would still be up here, and the moon would be up here.
Mm-hmm.
But there was what's cast in the shadow.
The shadow on the moon.
Yeah, on the moon.
Okay.
If they're both facing each other and looking at each other, and they're up there, they're not. It's not like the sun was down here and the moon was over here. You know what I mean? Like the.
I got you. I follow you.
Yeah. So I was like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, see, I'm going to tell Monica about that.
Let's see what kind of smart ass reply she's got for that. Okay, why is there a crescent moon?
I'm going to try to throw Madeline a wrench real quick while you look that up.
Yes.
See if I can figure this out. Hang on.
Just click her name. But you have to do it through YouTube. You have to do it through YouTube. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm on it. All right. Give my dumb butt a minute. Like, I can build computers, but I hate software.
Okay, so
I hope that's not the picture YouTube's gonna use.
Why?
It's bad. It's me going.
Okay, where are we? Hello, Monica. It's not like you don't type all day, every day.
Okay. On YouTube, it was already showing Madeline had a wrench, but I resent it, I guess. Yeah, exactly, Liz. I am a flat earther, but
she is.
I don't get why. Yeah, I don't get why if we're on the other side of the sun, while we're not seeing a whole new set of stars. Like, if we're rotating it, and we're spinning, then like the North Star, the constellations, they should all be completely opposite. It'd be like behind us instead of in front of us. I mean, he's fish lenses. That's what Jen says. She says we're in a petri dish.
She says we're in a petri dish.
Yeah, Jen. Yeah, Jen said. Josh Castro, that's a good question, man. I don't know where you're at, if you're in Texas or not, but we could probably get one to you some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
And there's also shirts and awesome merch. But if you're in Texas, I highly recommend taking a trip to the gas station.
Heck yeah.
Totally worth it.
We might be putting something on at the gas station at some point, right? Like tours and all of that. Okay, so this is not giving me any answers that I am good with. So my friend, a legitimate astrophysicist, I am going to ask her, and I will come back with an answer.
Okay. I'm done.
I'm curious. That's a good question. No, that's totally legit question. Now, like, as far as seeing like the same stars as we're orbiting,
I know we're
not so close to the sun that it's going to black out anything, and we're still tilted. You have to, You have to think of the universe, because we're still pointing in the same directions. I mean, we're slightly shifted. That's why some constellations are visible like during the winter and some are visible during the summer, like they're predominant, right? Because you're tilted one way or the other, right? You know,
Mm,
winter, summer, winter, summer.
right.
But as we're
Well,
orbiting,
yeah, but you'd also think
pointing in the
that
same direction of the sky.
well, the heliocentric model, the way they explain it is because everything is moving at the same time. The heliocentric model says that we're actually not like this flat like they taught us in school, but we're following the sun, which is spinning around, and all the stars are spinning in the same motion. But we've also had events where the Earth actually the North Pole is tilted, within hundreds, if not thousands, of years. But yet the constellations still line up with the pyramids, right? So
Mhm.
if the Earth actually is tilted, 5 degrees or 7 degrees, then they would no longer be on point. It'd be slightly askew. You know what I mean? And they're not. They're dead on. Like they're dead on
Not, they're
coordinates.
only dead on like certain
For
times of the year. They're
Orion's
not
belt.
dead on every night.
The Orion's belt constellation thing. I thought that was like
I thought it only
a
lined up certain
solid.
times of the year, just like Stonehenge. The sun only rises between the 2 points, like on the like vernal equinox or
Right.
something.
Well, I know this. Right. Well, the sun does because those are the local star or the local planets and the local star. But as far as galaxy goes, like the North Star has never changed, right? It's been the North Star since been the North Star. Everybody from the first navigators have used that. But yet our Earth has shifted and tilted since then. So wouldn't it be off?
What the fudge? My screen just locked itself. My computer's possessed.
You got gremlins, girl.
I do. No, what I have is a big fat foot, and I have my foot up on my table, and I did it again. And Chris keeps the Apple keyboard like right next to the like actual keyboard that I use.
Right.
And I hit the wrong button on his stupid keyboard. I hate Apple keyboards. I have an actual keyboard that you can type on. He's got this little, I don't know, credit card. This thing is the smallest thing ever. Like, I hate that thing. Throw it out the window. It was like a useless accessory that came with the computer.
Can't even smack somebody with it.
I
This isn't
can't.
even a formidable weapon.
I could knock somebody out with my keyboard. His keyboard, like, tickle him. Stop.
Stop it. That's funny. But okay, so for the chat, my point was I just had to pick on Monica about it. She's always messing with me, but I was like,
I can take it. I can take it.
But what I was going to try to get into tonight, I had a couple different subjects I was thinking. Time travelers got to me, even though time traveler is in the chat. We got a time traveler in the chat. Might as well do time travelers.
Heck yeah.
And what I wanted to get there's a couple main stories that people take, and some call them urban legends. So we can cover those a little bit, but I wanted to pick Monica's brain, especially about because like we were talking like last night, like Kozarov's mirror, whatever, however you say his name.
Whatever. With a K
like
and
the
Y.
Yeah, like the theory of it and what you subscribe to the most. Kind of like if we were doing aliens, would you think that they were extraterrestrial or interdimensional or underground dwellers or chuds.
There were actual chuds. Like, in light of my childhood nightmares that lasted, they're not even childhood nightmares because they lasted into my 20s. Like, I would not be okay if I thought there were real actual chuds living in the sewer systems. I have a hard enough time imagining
No,
there's like spiders the size of cats in the freaking sewer system, or overgrown pet alligators that irresponsible people are flushing down the toilets en masse.
Did I ever tell you all about the time that I tricked my ex-wife into believing in the freaking giant spiders? Did I?
I'd love to hear it. I'm sure that everybody in the chat and listening at home would love to hear it.
All right, so my ex-wife,
she was gullible.
Yeah, but I was good at it. I was actually good at it. So this is like, I want to say around the time that the Lord of the Rings came out, and we were going to visit my cousin in Kansas. So we're on the road. It's like we left really early in the morning, so we were going through Oklahoma, like up through Tulsa, that way. I guess east side up Oklahoma. And that it's like a fungus or worms or whatever that have the big spider webs that's going on. Oh yeah, I kicked that aimbot dude out of here. He's a douchebag. Yeah, he was on another channel.
Like, I want to be Sigma so bad. I don't even know what the fuck that means. You can't insult me. See, in order for me to be offended, I would have to give a shit what you think. And I don't.
Yeah, I have to care about what you think. Right? Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so that fungus or whatever looks like big spider webs on trees. Mm-hmm. And I was like, she's like, what is that? And I was like, and all, like my homies were in the back and everything. And I was like, okay, so remember, Lord of the Rings, how they had those giant freaking spiders that would eat people and they'd wrap them up.
Right.
And she's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. And I was like, we can play this game all day, dude.
I got it. Tell your story.
And I was like, right on. And yeah, so I was like, it was like that back then, but I was like, now that evolution's progressed, I was like, there's still big spiders, but now they catch like birds. So, they actually put all these inside of the, in the trees to catch birds. And she's like, there's really spiders that big. And I'm like, yeah, dude.
Well, there is the Goliath bird eating spider in America.
Right. But and then I was like, I'll do you one further. I was like, you know how you eat buffalo wings, right? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, see, back in the day when they were, I was like, back in the Middle Earth times and stuff, I was like, buffaloes, they actually flew. They're big flying giant creatures. And I was like, and now that they progress, they still do. They have like little wings on them, but they can't fly anymore. So they clip them and then they serve them up as buffalo wings because it doesn't hurt the buffalo. They just, lose their little wings. Mm-hmm. And she's like, what? I thought that was chicken. And I was like, no, dude, it's not chicken.
Everything tastes like chicken.
I was like, they call them buffalo wings because they're from buffaloes. Yeah.
That is
so she got all the way up to Kansas and told my cousin that she saw giant freaking spider webs, and he just looked at her and then looked at me like, you asshole. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I wish I was there because I will enhance the story. I will enhance the believability of this. I will back you up in jacking with people.
Oh yeah. But okay, so to the subject at hand. Time travel thing. Do you buy it or do you sub to it, or And if you do, how do you think it works? I mean, because I know we kind of touched on it when we were talking about like light from another star taking so long to get here, so you're actually
Yeah,
seeing
that's
time
a
travel.
form of like time travel, right? That's like
Right.
time travel. But like somebody building a machine, let's say, and
Okay.
hopping, forward or backwards in time. I don't know.
Well,
Um,
what
I don't
about
know.
like so like okay, on the basic scientific, level. So like when you're talking um Einstein's theory of relativity, right?
Mhm.
So if we were on a ship, right, and we were going close to the speed of light, so like say me and you were twins, and
Mhm.
um, we were born at the same time, and blah blah blah, and I got on a ship and was going almost the speed of light, and then I came back, we would be different ages because the closer you get towards the speed of light, time is relative to space,
Mhm.
right? So in Einstein's theory, then yeah, it would be, but it wouldn't, because to you it was 5 years, to them it was 5 years, but it's not relative because of the space time continuum.
Okay. So that is a form of like time travel, right? That I do.
Right.
I do. I buy that. I can buy that. What I can't buy is somebody building a machine and
Right.
just popping back to visit some dinosaurs or popping forward to see what kind of post-apocalyptic hell we're in store for. I don't know that I 100% believe in that. Like, hello caller, you're on the air. Yes, Art Bell, I am a time traveler. You know,
But I
I don't,
mean, but they have gotten to the point where they can project, or I mean, not project, but make a single particle appear in two different places at the same time, like across the world or even across the universe.
they
You've heard
can make
about
two
that? Like,
particles appear at the same time.
yeah, they like broke time travel, but it's on, um, like a proton level. Like they can make the same proton appear in two different places at the same time, kind of like,
Like beaming you up.
yeah, like beaming you up. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Uh, I don't know. Okay. Well, I mean, if they, I haven't heard about that, so I will have to.
Yeah,
Hang
so
on. I got my pen here and my show notes. Time traveling particles. So I'm gonna check that out because I have not heard that. And
yeah.
I have such a hard time with like time travel that I don't pay a lot of attention to it. Just because, like I said, I'm not really buying the um the person building a machine to be able to hop back and forth. Like and that's what most people are
Right.
talking about when they're talking about time travel, right?
Right.
But, how can there be two different particles in two different places in the universe when the universe is just a simulation? Or it's it's not even a universe. It's just the five heavens up above us in
The
different
seven
levels.
heavens.
Yeah.
Time traveler. Yeah, I mean, if you got one, I can pull you on.
Do we know you?
Yeah, I know him. I know him.
Okay.
Actually, he was one of the first um, shows I ever got on. He had a
Cool.
call-in show back in the day.
I thought
Yeah,
about doing narration.
you still got your time travel. You still got your same Facebook messaging stuff. So I'll shoot it to your Facebook. Okay, yeah, that's another one. Portal time travel. Like interdimensional time travel.
Okay, so interdimensions, and I've already said, like, I believe in a layered dimension, right? I think that we're just
Right.
stacked like pancakes. I think we're just layered up right next to each other. So I don't know if I would consider that time travel, dimensional travel. Is that a type of time travel? I mean, if it's not in your linear sphere, like if it's not in this linear dimension, is it time travel if it's popping in from another?
Right. I mean,
I mean,
well,
wormholes are possible based on Einstein's like theory, right? Wormholes are possible.
right.
But that's not really interdimensional travel. That's within this one.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, as far as we understand it.
As far as I understand it.
As far as me and this Budweiser gets.
Yeah, I mean, like, I by no means any like astrophysicist.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think it's I think it's I don't know, a fascinating theory about it. Like that one that's famous that what was his freaking name? The man from Turin or whatever it was called. Let me see if I can remember that. The man from Turin. I don't know if you ever heard that. Have you ever know this one? You know this one?
The man from what?
Turid or Towered?
Oh. The guy, I think I do. I think I know what you're talking about.
Where he showed up in Japan and he had the passport that it looked all legit, but when they looked at his home land, they couldn't. Yeah. So yeah, John Zegers. You got it. I sent you that link, Time Traveler. Yeah. So, but because it's documented and like they literally held him in they posted him up in a hotel. They had all of his passport and money and everything locked away. And then the next day, dude was gone, and so was all of his stuff. Like but to me, that could be not just necessarily time travel, but interdimensional slip. You know what I mean? Like, what if he just, the two bubbles of our dimensions had the thin veil, and he slipped in and slipped out. Like it corrected itself.
Right.
So that's not because he wouldn't necessarily like, I came from 2054 or something like that. He was just like, yeah, no, I'm from this place. And they're like, sir, that place doesn't exist.
And he's like, of course it does. Here's my passport.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right. So we're going to have Doc on. Dude, y'all wrenches keep watching because these freaking, I knew it yesterday. I jumped on a chat and now I got all these freaking trolls. So please keep an eye on that for me, y'all. All right, we're gonna bring on Doc.
Ban people for whatever reason. I can only put them in timeout. After the show, we'll go through your settings.
Gotcha. All right, so with no further ado.
Hey guys,
what's going on, Doc?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Good. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Monica. Nice to meet
it's been
you.
a minute.
Hi.
Listening to you guys, I really like your show.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's absolutely. So briefly, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about, everybody's familiar with John Titor, which is like this mystery guy who appeared in a time travel forum back in, I think it was in 99 or like the late 90s. And slowly he made his way into like the Art Bell lore. So there was a good show that I've been watching. It's called Rope. It's a YouTube channel. They're pretty good investigators, and they pointed a fact that I've never heard before. And so I checked it out, and it happens to be true, and it kind of brought the story more believable. So the thing is that when John Titor supposedly traveled back, he traveled back to the 2000s and in 1975 and searched for a computer that had some kind of
Oh, the
building.
IBM.
The IBM, exactly. They had some kind of building program that they needed for the future. And so he needed some sort of vehicle in order for him to travel back, in order for him, because he lived in Florida, and he needed to drive to Michigan to talk to, I believe it was his uncle who actually worked for the computer in order for him to get the part. So they used a 68 Camaro that he kind of modified, and they put the time machine, and sounds very like Back to the Future. But the weird thing is this, that after John did his mission, got the computer, went back into the future, there's actually a legal case in Florida, and that's where John claims that he was from, that there's a 1968 Corvette that has matching VIN numbers. And the owner of this Corvette filed a lawsuit because the price of his vehicle, it was a 1968 Corvette, they could go for like a couple of $100,000, maybe like 250,000, 100,000. But when he was going to sell it, they found out that there was another vehicle with matching VINs, same year, same color, same car, and you can search it on Google. And I searched it, and that for me freaked me out. I'm like, how do you explain two Corvettes from '68 with the same VIN? And that's the vehicle that John Titor supposedly drove back from the future, and they obviously didn't take it back to where he's from, but he left it behind. So one of the only plausible explanations is the fact that it's the same car. There's a double.
Right.
Yeah. So I just thought it was very trippy because it's documented or not. It's a legal case. You can actually read the legal files.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
It's interesting.
I know.
I mean, and you're sure that it wasn't just an error from the manufacturer?
No, it's hard to get a same VIN error because they used to, cars back in the day that were pretty much especially in the 60s, they were just they were made in lines, right? So for somebody to double print a car, and it happens to match the car that this guy Titor came in, and the case actually made it to court in the late like a couple of years after John Titor came out with his story. So for you would have to have premeditated this whole thing, change VINs, bought a vehicle, because this came out, I think, in the 2010s when they found out the car that there was a matching VIN.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it makes the story that much believable. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I just thought I wanted to share that with you guys because it kind of opened up my eyes into like the plausibility of John Titor's story being legitimate somehow.
Well, yeah, anytime you have, that's what, like, the man from Tyrid or whatever, anytime you have like a police file or a court case or something like that, it just makes it a little bit more tangible than I heard it through the grapevine type of a thing.
Right.
Like, trust me, bro.
Yeah. And actually, now that you're here, Doc, freaking, so back in the day when I was on Doc's channel, we actually got Madman Markham on interview. I had 2 interviews, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. And for those that don't know Madman Markham's story, and if I'm overstepping any gaps or anything, feel free to plug them in. But he was basically like an amateur electronics engineer, and he ended up he was experimenting with a Jacob's ladder type of which is, for all y'all that know like Universal Monsters, it's that the 2 wires where it goes bzz, 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 right? And he ended up creating like a portal, and so he started throwing little stuff in it, and then like 10 or 15 minutes later, like he'd throw a screw, and then late in the room somewhere it'd be like tink tink tink, like a few minutes later. So he started boosting power on it, made it bigger and bigger. He he ended up getting like yeah, cowboy, exactly. He ended up getting to where he's like throwing chairs and sofas and stuff in it, and he stole a bunch of transformers and made one so big that it like uh, blacked out the freaking neighborhood.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so he went to jail for it, and he showed up on Art Bell's show. Or no, Art Bell found him. He didn't even look for Art Bell, if I remember correctly. And so he got a bunch of support from a bunch of people and got, money and had a whole like warehouse. And finally one day he was like, I'm going to go in it, and he went in it. And if these were the details, I don't remember exactly, but he went in it, and didn't he wake up? He woke up in like Ohio in like a cornfield.
That's right.
And it was like 2 years later or something like that. Or
yeah, he skipped like 2 years into the future, and he was like couple of miles away. But the thing that struck me with that is that because when it comes to like time travel, what most people don't realize is the fact that you got to geolocate yourself to where you're going to be in the future, because where we are right now in our place in the universe, tomorrow we're not going to be here. You know what I mean? Because the whole universe is moving.
Mm-hmm.
So if you geolocate wrong, you're going to be in the middle of space. So a couple of things, a couple of things about that story is like I don't understand how he could like, according to the rotation of the Earth, how he could actually go. If you go into the future, you go into like he should be going west, not east, and he happened to appear east. You know what I mean? But I don't know the details. But this cat that we had on the show, I did some digging, and I found that the guy is pretty much a fluke, man. It was. I'll
it wasn't even him.
No. Did I found that his real identity? I still follow him on Facebook, and he's still playing the part. But yeah, he wasn't the real deal. I have all the proof and stuff. I never confronted him. Seems like a cool cat, but no, he's not legit. Yeah.
Well, hell, it was fun to believe, like the Blair Witch Project.
unless he changed his name. But yeah, I got a real picture of what he looks like. I mean, but nobody really knows what Madman Markham looked like either. But unless he like change, but why would you change your name and then claim you're somebody that you don't want to be associated with?
Yeah, unless the Men in Black got to him or something.
Something fishy. I don't know.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about the Mel's whole thing. I mean, I'd love to believe it, and it sounds really awesome, but there are like a lot of little weird moves that he made.
Yeah,
like I know if the people that could tell me what you need to leave the country and never come back, or else I wouldn't just disappear for 6 months and stroll on back.
Right.
Monica, have you seen that, or Breezy, have you guys seen that show Outer Range with Josh Brolin? I think it's an Amazon show.
No,
I've heard of it, but I have not watched it yet.
It's really good because it has to do with like a time portal, and it's like a huge hole in the ground that just appears in the middle of a cornfield, or like a farm. It's a great show, man, because it kind of plays on the whole Mel's whole thing. But yeah, I would if you guys like time travel stuff, I would. It's called Outer Banks or Outer Range with Josh Brolin.
It's Outer Range. Yeah.
Outer Range. Yeah, watch it. It's a great. And if you like, I don't know if you guys have seen that 11/22/63, the Stephen King novel. You watch that. That's on Hulu. That's a great like time travel. It takes place a guy that kind of goes back to try to prevent the Kennedy assassination.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
I can dig it.
Yeah, those are great shows, man. Well, I don't want to take your time, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, enjoy you guys.
Yeah, anytime you want to hop on the show, man, if you're If you find a subject interesting or whatever, just hit me up, man.
Absolutely,
No
man.
doubt.
And hopefully one day I'll make it out to that gas station because it looks like a fun place to be.
It
It
is.
is. You can get a cool hat.
Oh, okay. That's a hat. Are you Monica? Are you in Texas too?
I am.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Because you always have a trove of background knowledge with a lot of this stuff, and you're also very quick with the presentation part. You can pull pictures up like nobody's business.
Yeah, I appreciate
Like,
that,
yeah,
man.
like we did a time travel episode on his, and I'd be saying something, and boom, he'd have a picture. And I'm like, and the guy that's supposed to be next to that one dude, and he's like, boom, you mean this guy? And I'm like, yeah, yes,
That's him.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, anytime, man, you're welcome, more than welcome.
All right, guys. Have a great night. God bless you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Have a good night.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good one.
Bye.
Later.
He's cool.
Yeah, Doc's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I like the same with the Mills whole thing. I like to believe it, but I like to believe the Blair Witch too.
I did too. I was hoping that there was some validity to the Blair Witch, just spooky mysteries.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
a bone here. Like,
Find your friggin' boom, Scotty. Yeah. No, it's funny because like right before the movie Blair Witch came out, because Sci-Fi made that fake documentary about it, and it was like made it look like a real serious documentary, and I was enthralled in it, and then it was like
that was funny.
But yeah, so they came out on, I want to say it was like the MTV video, the Kids Awards kind of a thing. It was like all the actors from it, and it came on, and I was like, what? And I was like, la 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 la. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. I want to believe it until I see the movie. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm having fun, just with the chat tonight.
Dude, yeah, I gotta stay off that. There's this dude I went on. I used to be on his shows, and he turned his show into one of those where he just like watches or laughs at people that just come in and talk crap, and I was like, I got into it, and people started talking, and I was like defending, I'm not defending myself because I don't really give a crap with these. Like I give about as much of a crap as someone giving a crap in Australia. Like I don't care. Like, but I was like, dude, these follow me. I know it. I'm gonna see him in the chat tomorrow. Son of a bitch.
And here they is.
Yeah. Yeah. But every house has a roach or two in it,
Yeah. I mean, we enjoyed a clean house for a while, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
hey,
I mean, the physical insults are particularly amusing because I promise you, if you stuck your melon head on here, we could have a field day. We could just go back and forth. It would be.
But at the same time, that's an extra view for me and an extra,
right.
stuff.
There's no bad publicity.
Yeah, exactly. Love me or hate me. I don't give a shit.
Somehow I'll move on with my life.
Right. Yeah. God. I mean,
it's going to be difficult, but I will get up and
I'll
function tomorrow.
Figure it out. I'll still, I still got to pay my bills.
Yeah.
But no, the Mel's whole thing. So the one about that was what I found intriguing. But this is just what he was saying also. So how much validity is in it? Wasn't just the Mel's whole story, but it was that I think they were Dene natives that located him, and they were like, "Hey, we need to talk to you," and they had the same hole, but it was on Indian reservation, so the government couldn't get to it. So, like in part of the Mel's whole lore, he was messing around it, and he found it like a like a Chinese. The way he described it was like a Chinese good luck envelope, and inside of it were like 1944, 1945 Roosevelt dimes, which didn't exist. He didn't know it though. And so he was like a tinkerer, and he would make belt buckles with them. So whenever that was one of the things that got him busted, he went and saw a dude in the store that bought one of his belts, asked him if he could buy it back from him, and then took it to a coinsmith or a coin dude collector.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, he was like, dude, this doesn't exist because they hadn't made any of these dimes yet because he, I think it was Eisenhower, wasn't dead yet or something like that.
Okay.
I'm paraphrasing.
Time traveling.
But,
okay.
Yeah. And so whenever he went to the reservation and the Nanays were showing him all the stuff, one of the chiefs or whatever came out and he handed him the exact same envelope with the exact same coins in it. So it was like that coin or that hole and that hole were part of the same hole.
You're too immature for that kind
of. I can't do that.
I know right where your little mind was going with that. I know Joe's previous laugh.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about, we're all kind of a flesh donut.
Yeah.
There's one connecting whole system, but but so I found that part interesting. But I mean, that could just been, that could have just been part of the story, or him trying to use an alternate witness, I guess you would say, like they had it too, Where do you sit on the Mel's? Where do you sit on the Mel's hole?
How do I sit on the Mel's hole?
Where do you sit on the
Where on Mel's hole do I sit?
Where on Mel's hole do you sit?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's a little far-fetched, but strange things happen. I don't know. Like so Mel's hole, I've heard of it, so I'm aware of what it is, but that's another thing that I just didn't dive into it. It's not something I have a ton of knowledge on, just like a passing, oh, that's an interesting story. So that's how I sit on Mel's hole. It is sure.
Sure, why not? Yeah, because in this kind of paranormal industry or whatever you could call it, or group, or it's kind of like it's hard to dismiss one thing and believe wholeheartedly in another one. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's hard to be like, aliens are crap, it's all BS, but skinwalkers are real. Or
I know that's. I mean. Yeah. And I do struggle with that because I'm like, well, I've seen things. I know there are some crazy things in this world. So, who am I to say that's baloney?
Yeah, just to completely kick it out of bed.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really say that. So, I mean, my answer is sure, why not? Sure, why not? Yeah, I saw something that looks like a flippin' werewolf once in my life. You got a bottomless hole? Sure. How it's not a vacuum, I don't know, but okay.
Yeah, right. The one that I found weird about the Mel's hole thing, is not the fact that it was pretty much a bottomless pit or any of that. The thing that made me lift an eyebrow and go, man, I don't know, dude, because that sounds freaking weird, was so like
it's weird for me, so it's really weird,
right? So one of the gigs was that like animals wouldn't go near it, birds wouldn't fly directly over it. Like
Mm.
everything in nature stayed away from it.
Right.
And so when they started experimenting on it, they actually put a goat, I think it was a goat, in a cage, and they lowered it down, and it was like freaking out, you know.
Well, sure.
And yeah,
I would too.
I would too. Right? It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hole again.
Calm down. Calm
All
down.
right, man.
Billy,
Dang, I'm
all
putting lotion on
okay.
its skin. But yeah, so yeah, and it died in the hole. And when they pulled it back out, they did an autopsy on it, and there was this large tumor inside of it. And when they cut, like,
Don't tell me it was another goat.
no, like the placenta bag or whatever, they said it looked like a seal. Like it had big eyes and it looked like a little slippery seal. And then as soon as it popped up, yeah, that's where I was like, you know, but
So the hole implanted a tumor seal into the body cavity of the
right.
sheep they lowered down into it.
Yeah. So, okay. And so it started, like, as soon as it came to, it started like trying to get back to the hole. And he said, like, if I remember it correctly, it got like on the kiss from the hole. It got like on the ledge of it, and it said like it looked back at him like lovingly.
Guys, I'm going home. Then he sparted it right into the hole.
Okay. Yeah, and he did, and then it went back to whence it came. You know, so that one made me go, all right. I don't know exactly where we are
involved. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it might have been Josh Castro. Yeah, I just remember it kind of loosely. I don't remember if that was the
how many bottomless holes we got, like flipping out animals around the world. How many bottomless holes are we lowering goats and sheep into?
Right. But
so there was this one. Okay, so that reminds me, and this doesn't have anything to do with Mel's Hole or time travel or whatever the hell it is we're talking about right now. It was like a Outer Limits, Twilight Zone. It was one of those shows, and it was about, like, it starts off and this kid is running across a field with his dog, and the kid just disappears, and the dog's barking, and his father comes out. It's a farmer, and the dog's just like flipping out, sitting around this hole that the kid fell into, right? And you think, well, whatever.
Right.
Well, the dad's calling down, can't find the son, can't hear the son. So they end up, doing everything they can to try to communicate with this child that's down this hole. And they end up, I think at the end of the show, lowering a man into the hole. And he starts flipping out, and they raise him back up, and his hair's all white. He's gone nuts, and he's talking about how it's hell. He saw hell. It's hell down there. And I remember that freaking me out a lot.
That's got to be Outer Limits.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
It scared the crap out of me as a kid, though, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, Amy's, yeah. Yeah, that's another one. But that one made me go, did he read Pet Sematary? Because apparently, like, one of the neighbors, all the neighbors used to throw all their junk and they used to put all their junk in Mel's hole. And
it's a bottomless pit. Why not?
And he threw the dog in there, and then he saw it like days later, but it was
okay. What kind of an asshole puts their pet, just tosses it in like an old refrigerator into a hole like that? Have some respect. The dog probably came back to bite him in the ass for doing that.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. That right. So yeah, if it was your dog, you're gonna bury it proper. Like, you're not just gonna chunk it in.
Disrespectful shit.
Yeah, into the local.
I hope it came back and bit you, just like Gabe came back, bit you in the Achilles tendon.
Yeah, but yeah, and then because yeah, there was the same scenario as Pet Sematary. It
Yeah,
came back and
it
it didn't do them, and it was like,
was the ground
like,
sour? Did it come back all messed up and homicidal?
I don't remember any of that, but I remember it like it didn't either it didn't recognize him, or like when he called to like, here boy, it was like, no, fuck you.
You, I'm going home. No,
you
it's
me
probably
that
not the same dog. Would be my guess.
Yeah, that could be too.
You threw your pet into a fucking hole, dude. Like, that's terrible. Dead or not, that's just so shameful.
Dead or not, it's a lot worse not.
Well, there are jerks out there that would do it.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just saying, if you're just like, hey, come here, yeah.
Yeet. Can I tell you how old I am? It took me forever to realize what the hell yeet was. I asked my daughter. She couldn't give me a direct answer. I was like, I'm old. This was like years ago, by the way. This was years ago.
Yeah, I went through that with thought, because I'm thinking, the Egyptian or Sumerian god.
Right.
That thought. And I was like, what do y'all know about thought?
Yeah. What?
And they're like, what? That hoe over there. And I'm like,
yeah, I had to go. Yeah. I had to Google that one too.
Yeah.
There used to be Urban Dictionary. It's
yeah. We got to definitely get we're still on Windows 3.1.
I know, right? Operating the old Windows system from 2004.
No, what? You don't know how to double file click the PDF squared? No.
I'm from the old, like, what was it? The chat rooms, the Java chats. Remember, you'd log in with 150 other jerks, and there'd be like coffee mugs everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. It's a room full of coffee mugs.
Yeah, I'll toss Nelly a wrench. Hang on. Keep them busy for me real quick, Marco. I'll figure this wrench thing.
Woo, just finished Needful Things movie. That was good.
Great one.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite.
Needful Things. I don't think I read Needful Things. Because I don't know. I like to read the books first. I would want to read Needful Things, I think, first. But, oh God, what was it? So Chris showed me tonight that there is a new Wolfman movie coming out. I saw the trailer for it. And then he told me, and I didn't dig into it before I came on. He said, oh, yeah, and I heard they're making a Creature from the Black Lagoon. And I hope that's true, because that is one of the monsters I would like to see a current movie on, but no FX. Like, I don't want a CGI Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'll get so pissed off if we get a Creature from the Black Lagoon and it's like all CGI. I'm going to get mad. A practical FX creature would be sweet.
Right. Yeah. I saw it on when I was scrolling, and then today it popped up on like one of the best 5 comedy horrors, but I think it was called Werewolves Within.
Yes.
Something like that.
Oh, I love, but that's based on like that's based on a game.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
yeah, but it's good. It's good. I like Werewolf Within. Had to figure out which one's a werewolf.
Yeah, nice.
It's
I like the ones that keep you guessing.
Yeah, there was another one. Was it The Wolf of Fox Hollow? It was another one. No, I don't think it was that one, but it's not what you expect. Like you the whole time you think it's a creature, it's a monster. And the ending is, I'm not going to say what the ending was, but it's definitely a twist ending.
It was a twist.
It was a twist.
I can dig it. Yeah, I do love my werewolf movies, but I'm like you. They got to be done right, or I can't mess with it.
So the last good one that came out, like Del Toro's Wolfman was okay. It was better than I thought it would be. Let me put it that way, because the Lon Chaney Wolfman is just not scary. It's not. It's a dude with some fur glued to his face. It's not much of a transformation. I want to see what I saw outside of my car window. I want to see that on the movies. That's scary. That is scary.
It looks like Breezy hasn't shaven in 6 months. It's just all patchy and no beard. It's
just a wet nose. But outside of, let's see, there was the Howl, I think, is a more recent one that I really liked. Because that was interesting, because those werewolves were not like the long snouted, fully transformed. They were still very humanoid,
humanistic,
humanesque, but they were still like terrifying.
Yeah. What was the one with that was just Wolf, right? The one with Jack Nicholson.
So yeah, the one back in the like 80s, I think.
Yeah, it was like this turn of the 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
Stupid. It wasn't even scary.
No, it wasn't.
Jack Nicholson, creepy. He always like came off as like some creepy ass perv that I wouldn't want to be alone in a room with.
I mean, One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The intro on that one's kind of.
I mean,
they couldn't redo that. But I did like not Benicio del Toro, right? Because that's the director. The one with the actor, the other Benicio dude.
No, Guillermo del Toro is the director.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right. The actor, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger Snaps? No, don't get me started on that.
They were all pretty good. Like all of the sequels, like were actually decent.
I loved them. Especially the prequel.
Yeah, the prequel was super creepy.
Ginger Snaps back. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but the other one, the Benicio,
the Wolf.
That one I liked it because it paid homage to the Universal monsters. You know what I mean? It was like it was that monster.
It was an updated version of that, right? And it was like I said, but they bore me. They bore me, and that's why I said that it was better than I thought it would be. You know, because I knew that it was going the Universal route. It was going to keep it in that line. You know, but I mean, it was still pretty horrific. I mean, you know, it's got one of my favorite movie quotes that I quote all the time. Nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about because I'll just grab a random quote in a movie. It just sticks in my head and I say it all the time. People are like, "Wow." Oh, yeah. It's just Monica. Never mind.
You give me both. You and me both. Like I'm so full of freaking movie quotes, and it's funny because to me it's an obvious movie quote, but like so Jen will say something, and I'll just use the quote, and she's like, "Mark you asshole!" I'm like, "No, that's from blah blah blah." And by then she's already storming out of the room. Like,
yeah.
No, I swear.
But, I mean, she's how old is Jen?
She's she was born in 87.
Yeah, so, and you were born in
78, yeah.
8. So okay, there's a little bit of a gap there. Not too bad though.
And she's not much of a movie watcher. Like if she's gonna watch anything, it's gonna be like Below Deck or Love Island or fake reality TV. You know, that's her go-to.
See, you know what frustrates me is I don't know why, but things stick in my, like I remember. I don't remember everything, but I remember a lot. And random crap is what sticks in my head sometimes. So I'll be watching a movie with Chris. We'll watch it the same time. Maybe we've seen it 10 times. He can't remember anything in that movie. Couldn't quote it. Could like just breezing right on through there while he's watching it. Just whoo, like I've got a sticky brain apparently.
Yeah, ditto. Yeah, because I'll do that same thing. Me and her will literally watch the same movie at the same time, and within 24 hours, I'm like, oh yeah, like just like blah blah blah. And she's like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm like, where
She
were
needs
you?
to hang out with Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm
It's
like,
like
what do you
that.
mean you don't know? You just literally, we just saw this. Sir.
Yeah, to me, it reminds me of that The Simpsons. Whenever like Marge is bitching at Homer, and he's just got the monkey shines, the little ding 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 ding,
Yeah.
like in his head. Ding ding
Right.
ding. He's like, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Wah, 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 wah. Is that what you hear when I talk? Wah, 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 wah. Like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, definitely. See, Two Shadows of the Things original John Carpenter, really good.
But
Yeah, we
I
went
like,
on. Yeah.
yeah. I like The Thing from Another World. If you haven't read the book
Mhm.
Who Goes There, read the book Who Goes There, because that's what it's based on.
Yeah, that was like 1950s, right?
Yeah. And it's short. It's a short read. I would consider it a short story. But yeah, like that was my dad's favorite like monster movie growing up, was The Thing from Another World. So it's sentimental to me. It's got a lot of sentimental value to me. But yeah, Carpenter's The Thing was really good, and a lot of people didn't like it, but I liked the prequel that came out like a few years back. Like I thought that was good.
That was like 10 years ago.
I know. People say 30 years. I still think of the 70s. Still think of the 70s. They're talking about the 90s, and that's
it's true. I like that one a lot. A lot of people were like, man, and I'm like, no, dude, if you really. And then I was like, I think it was maybe my son-in-law, and I was like, all right, let's watch them back to back.
I did that. Yeah.
And you go, oh, and then you see the square hole where he busted out of. And
yeah, I mean, you see everything. It answers so many questions. You know, like what happened to the Norwegian team that they're trying to shoot their dog, right?
Yeah, exactly. But going back to that, I don't know how we got off on movies again, which we love to do. So it's not.
Madeline is the same age as Riley. Oh my gosh.
But it's weird whenever you start going down those old school movies, because like, okay, people go, Jeff Goldblum's The Fly, right? Mm-hmm. And then they go, oh no, the original was Vincent Price, and it's like, no, actually the original Fly was like in the 50s as well. Mm-hmm. And that's when he had like the fly head and the fly hand, and he put it in like the hydraulic.
Yeah, it was the old yeah.
So it's like no, like all these things that we consider, new, I guess, and then we go, oh, but the old school one. Now there's even older. It
depends on what generation you were born in, I suppose, as to what old school is, right? Because there was the one in the 50s, Vincent Price. There was Jeff Goldblum, and then there was the other one with Eric Stoltz.
That was
that was the sequel to it, wasn't it?
Fly Part 2,
yeah.
But even the 50s one had, just like back in the Universal days, they had the Fly, then there was the Son of the Fly,
right?
Just like Dracula.
I just remember, the second one like upset me so much because they were experimenting on his pet dog, and I got I think that's what killed the animals, like getting like,
that's where you ended it.
I couldn't get over that. I couldn't get past it. I was like, kill them all. They deserve it. Just go on a rampage in that facility. Anybody who can do that to a sweet golden retriever deserves it.
Deserve it all.
I feel the same way about animal experimentation. We got a whole prison population of child molesters and rapists. Experiment on them. Leave the beagles alone.
Leave the beagles. Leave those beagles
alone. Leave the lab rats alone. For what those people did, lab rats have more rights.
Right. I'll give you that one. I'll definitely give you that one. Yeah. Those are that. and I always considered those the hard movies to watch is, and we discussed this on the Labor Day show, but crimes towards the innocent. You know what I mean? Like those are, when you're messing with, innocent women and children and animals and stuff like that. Those are the ones that are very tough to stomach, and especially as you get older. Like we were talking about last night. When you're a kid, you almost really kind of just, oh, dude, look at that.
Yeah, kill the little bastard.
Right, yeah. And then when you become like, grown, or if you have a family of your own, then you really, because you're putting yourself in that situation. Like, what was the? It's not a horror flick, but the Charles Bronson, the
Oh, yes.
Death Wish.
Yes.
Yeah, Death Wishes.
Oh, man, that's a brutal movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the first time, because I really, Last House on the Left and I Spit on Your Grave, I didn't see those until like a lot later in life. And I think that Death Wish is the first movie I saw that showed that violent essay. And I was like, what the hell am I watching? I remember I was like upset about that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking people are paying money to sit in a movie theater and watch this.
Yeah. It's weird. And I think like also because, when you're a kid and you're watching stuff like that, you don't think about mental and emotional repercussions and effects that it has on people. It's just like a thing that happened. And then after a while, you understand the psychological damage, that kind of stuff can do with it.
Right.
That's not where the movie ends. They're going to be scarred with that for the rest of their lives.
Or, okay, so talking about that, I was driving into work today and I just had like 80s, 90s, like tunes on, right? Just random stuff playing. And it was, I had it on YouTube. So it was playing the videos with it back when there were actually music videos to go with the music. So Madonna's song, and don't come for me. So Madonna's song, Live to Tell, came on, and it's for the movie. It's for the movie, right?
Mm.
And I'm watching, I'm kind of glancing over because my commute's crazy. So I'm just, I'm listening to it and I like the song all right. And I'm thinking, I never saw that movie. So I like deep dive into it. And the song comes on again, and I'm thinking about it, right? And watching the music video, knowing what the movie's about, listening to these song lyrics about it, I'm getting upset. And I start my eyes start watering. I'm legit about to start crying because they show the boys. Are you familiar with the movie?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
I know the song, but no.
Yeah. So the movie's it's got Sean Penn in it. And I think it's got,
the one where,
his
with his
dad,
Yeah, I know them.
So, in part of the music video, because again, I haven't seen the movie, but I read the synopsis about it and get the idea of what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're showing him and his friends just running and having a good time. And it's such an innocent time in their life. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the stuff that's about to happen. Just knowing that. And it's a music video, y'all. It's a music video.
got me right here.
Monica needs to, I don't know what was up with me. The hormonies I don't know what's up. I know the freaking Madonna video this afternoon. Just thinking, they're so carefree. That's such an innocent time. And, just that people have to endure the shit that they have to endure. Because nobody's getting out of this unscathed. We've all had some sort of trauma.
Right.
And the thought of it I don't know. I got in a moment today. I started crying over a Madonna video. Feeling bad for movie characters that aren't even real.
Right. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I do that too, man. I was actually something recently. It was either yes, no, I think it was earlier today. Like, I hate to use the word triggered, but yeah, it got me. I was like, man, that's so messed up. But it wasn't even. I forget what it was. It was like on Reels, like on Facebook Reels. So it wasn't overly, horrific. I think it was just like, I think it was like about abandonment issues or something like that. It just, it just got to me. I was like, man, that's really real, man. And I was like, shut up, Breezy.
Suck it up, man. Suck it up.
Yeah, I'm like, shut up, Breezy. Where's the whiskey? Oh, I'm at work.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting like, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. I was like, I'm crying over a movie because of the stupid music video.
Because of a music video.
I haven't even seen the damn movie. I'm just like, they're gonna go through some shit and heaven and they're gonna live, and it's just not fair. And I hate to, I don't know. It upsets me to think, children, even if they're teenagers, right, losing like that innocence in life, that, the harsh realities of this world crashing in on them, like with like such a harshness. It upsets me. Like, I wish I could keep like, it's the mommy in me. I just want to I just want to protect everybody.
Yeah. Okay, so since we're on movies and stuff, might as well roll with it. We only got a few more minutes.
It's us. We do movies. People expect it.
Okay, so I don't think we covered it exactly. I know because we ran over a bunch of different ones, but okay, so Creep Show, right? What would the original and part 2? What was your favorite storyline out of those? Okay,
I get Creep Show and Tales from the Crypt,
but I know you're a King fan, so I think I know. So Creep Show, the first one, the first episode was the what was it? So
it was the one with the birthday cake, right?
I want my cake, Delia. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so it was Father's Day, the Lonesome
the King
Barrel. So King was in that one. That was the meteorite.
That was meteorite shit.
And then Something to Tide You Over was Ted Danson biting it on the beach
with Leslie
Nielsen. Yeah, the crate had the crazy little monkey in the vent shaft,
and the chick from The Fog, and
Adrienne Barbeau.
Yeah.
And then they're creeping up on you. Okay, so and then the guy with the cockroaches.
Yeah.
Which we have to fast forward through because Chris is deathly afraid of cockroaches. Not allowed to see the last part of Creepshow. So all of them, I have to say, it was a toss because they were all super creepy. Like they all kind of got to me in a way, except for Jordy. I don't think the one with the meteor.
Really?
It creeped me out on one level, but it wasn't like super, super scary. And that's the more plausible of them all.
Right. Yeah. No, that one was the most entertaining, but definitely not the one that gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, it didn't. But I mean, like a bacteria, like coming and taking over is plausible, just like The Stand to me is plausible. Not necessarily that fight between good and evil, but the virus wiping out the population is 100%. I mean, anyway. So it would be a toss up for me between The Crate and Father's Day.
I can dig it. Dig it.
It'd be a toss up between those two. And I like a monster. I like a monster. I think that's what it was. I dig a monster.
Yeah, especially in the morning. I can't move without a monster. I actually had to give those up because I was
I don't think I've had a monster in 10 years. I don't think I've had one in 10 years.
They're a horrible delight for me. Like every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself to a monster. Then I'm shaking like a cokehead. Like I can't feel my legs.
I just drink ungodly amounts of coffee.
Fun fact: Dee Snider almost got kicked out of Twisted Sister for drinking too much coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was on like I forgot how many pots a day, but it was a ridiculous amount. But
okay. So, okay. Oh gosh, what was it called? Darkland, the Dee Snider movie.
Oh,
Strangeland.
Strangeland, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Captain Howdy.
Captain Howdy. So okay, so back to it, part 2. What was your go-to on part 2?
Creep Show part 2.
Yeah, because there was the wooden Indian one.
Like that one.
The raft from Stephen King.
Yeah, the raft.
I think that was the one with the hitchhiker as well.
Mm-hmm.
Lady,
hey lady.
Yeah.
Are you going my way?
Yeah, can you give me a ride, lady? Yeah.
Oh, let's see. The wooden Indian one was kind of satisfying. Not gonna lie. It didn't scare me. I was like, yeah. Especially you, dude. Like, anyway. The raft on that one, it was definitely the raft was my favorite. My favorite short from that one.
Yeah, I got to go with that one too. Yeah, the first Creep Show, I'm right on board with you. As far as horror, because like I said, the Jordy, I forgot his last name, but the Stephen King one, that one was entertaining. I liked it as a kid, but it didn't scare me. But like you said, as you think about it, that's a very real possibility, because I don't know if you know this, but I don't even know if I know this because I just read it somewhere or heard about it, like on a documentary. So I wasn't there, and so I don't know, but apparently, what are they called? Venus flytraps are only found in one part of North America, and I forget if it's like South Carolina or something like that. But it's where a meteor landed, and that's
really
so they deduce it as the fact that it was an alien species, so you got this carnivorous plant, that was only found, it only lives in a freaking a meteor landing.
Interesting. I had heard that spiders were alien to the world. I don't know. Like my friend's mom was like trying to convince me of that, and she wasn't like just jacking with me. She legit believed.
Right.
Like I don't know how they got here because I wasn't chasing that story down. But I remember my friend's mother was trying to convince me, like, oh no, aliens aren't from this. Not aliens, obviously, but spiders aren't from this planet. And I'm thinking, you sure? You sure about that?
Well, see, I've heard that too, and I've heard that kind of like the I don't believe in evolution, but like the evolutionary process, that it originally was
believe in gravity.
No, called distance. but
you've got invisible feathers.
But that it originated with octopus. So octopus were like the original alien, and then the evolutionary piece would be the spiders from
Josh
alien.
in the chat says that's true.
Yeah.
For realsies.
For realsies, yo.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, like exactly like cuttlefish are an offspring too, and
Yeah.
like that whole camouflage and how they can
Ooh,
actually
predator.
3D more. Yeah, it's freaking weird. You know. So, I mean, yeah, like you were saying that it's as an adult, the crate is less plausible than meteor shit.
Yeah, no, the meteor shit is like 100%. Like, it didn't scare me, but it was. I mean, of all the scenarios, I could see that actually happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could.
Oh, and the other weird one about the crate was it was from an Antarctic expedition,
Right, Mountains of Madness.
and that's that's kind of like that goes kind of back to what we were talking about last night about the national forest, the the thing behind them being restricted and or all these places is because they don't want you to go in on that territory to see what it is. Same with Antarctica. Why is that one place you can't go, and why do all the governments combine own it and go, no, you're not allowed to come out here. And then there's that story with, what was it, Buzz Aldrin, I guess, where he went to go explore that 1 mile by 1 mile pyramid. So it's like a 1 mile squared pyramid out there, and had a heart attack.
What?
And yeah, and then he came back. They air flighted him out of there, and he put on Twitter, "We're all in danger. It's pure evil." So yeah. So maybe
another one. I got it like freaking rabbit hole. I got it.
I'm gonna write that one down.
Buzz Aldrin heart attack pyramid.
Yeah, yeah. Buzz Aldrin heart attack pyramid. Yeah, because apparently he went out there, effing around, and he found out.
FAFO.
Yep, exactly. Well,
Okay,
we're the
Josh is
one
waiting for us to get off so he can go on with Abe, and we've been babbling for an hour and a half now. So.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was gonna say we're at the hour and a half mark. We started late, and I didn't want to keep Monica up. I just
I was already like half asleep.
Dude, it was fighting through hell and high water just to get home, just to So, but yeah, so I guess we're just gonna call it, man. It's been an hour and a half, and we'll do the damn thing. I guess I'll see you Thursday. We don't have any special shows in between.
I don't think so, no. But I'll be at Brown Springs. I'll be at Brown Springs tomorrow with Tex, so I won't be doing BMR's show.
Okay.
Hopefully something cool will happen to me and I can report my cool experience.
Right on.
Got to get out in the field to get the cool stories.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like I said, we're gonna get that everything together with Richard Woody and start doing more of these investigative, do some hunts and stuff like that.
I really want to go to Apache Cave because that was super interesting to me when he was
the Apache Death Cave.
Yeah. And that's
you're halfway there.
With what? New Mexico, right?
It's either New Mexico or Utah, but I think it's in New Mexico.
I thought he said New Mexico.
Yeah, I think so. A Halloween show, maybe. I know we'll definitely probably be doing one after we get back from the Mallapalooza, just to go over what a great time it was.
Mm-hmm. I got to dress up and like I'm going through it with my coworkers who like are insisting we do a 3-way costume thing, like a group costume thing.
Right on.
And I'm like, I was going to do the Purge because it's easy.
It's easy. I don't have to worry
It's
about
easy,
it.
and I'm tired, and I just
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah, I'm just
I
gonna
usually
be.
like go all out, but this year I'm just like, meh. I'll
Yeah.
phone it in with the Purge costume. But then they're like, oh no, we should do like Marvel characters, and I was like, I don't look like anybody.
Yeah.
I was like,
But
I
it's
guess
like
Black Widow,
Halloween. No, we're not 8.
because I'm not running around in like a mini skirt and boots, like I'm putting on a Wonder Woman costume. I'm too old for that. I need
Right.
something that covers me up. I was like Black Widow, I suppose.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I mean, all that is like a jumpsuit and
Yeah, it's
patches on, and
call it a day.
I thought about doing Domino.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because you don't know. I bet then again, nobody know what the hell it was. Not from the movie, like the Domino from the actual comics.
Right, from the comic books. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anybody in Texas, I'll just plug that one real quick. If you're in Central Texas, tomorrow they're still having the second day of the event at the gas station with Danielle Harris and William Forsythe, and there's 2 other actors, but their names slip by. But they'll be out there doing autographs. They have a whole pavilion out back. There's a raffle for the cabins out back also. But they're gonna be signing autographs, barbecue, beer.
Yeah.
Famous horror actors, and what else can you ask for? And then October 5th and 6th will be Temple, Texas at Mallapalooza. If you need any info on it, go to Facebook, go to the gas station, and it's the official gas station Facebook site.
There's the address. You want to stop by?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be out there. I took the day off, so
I'm gonna breezy, easy breezy.
I'm waking up and I'm gonna go out there and grab my cooler and bottle and hang out all day and party through the night. It's gonna be great. And then be mad at myself in the morning. Yeah. But so if y'all want to check those events out, and also with the gas station, anytime's a good time. You can go out there any day of the week except for Mondays because they're closed. But go out there, get you some brisket, and kick it at an actual filming location from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And remember New Orleans in January.
And New Orleans in January.
Come drink with me and Breezy on Bourbon Street.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have fun on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll remember it all, but we're going to have fun.
Oh, it'll be documented, I'm sure. Like my friend. I have it on video. Do you want to see it? I don't want to see it. Delete it.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining in. Monica, give them your spiel. Let them have it. I mean, even though they all know it.
Yeah, everybody knows it. I don't know if I want to say it though. I don't want people coming into my chat.
Oh, you're trolls, yeah. Well, they already know your name, so
I guess so. Yeah. So come on over to Our Paranormal World, and all my mods are going to have to be on guard next week, apparently.
Yeah. I'm sorry I brought that virus. I'm not. Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, our
bring
wrenches.
Something home you can't give back, Breezy.
I've been told that quite often. But yeah, all wrenches on deck. Go ahead and get your craftsmen's going and start chunking wrenches at foreheads for people who obviously have no brains. But yeah,
no brains.
Brains. But anyway, thank you all once again, and one love. God bless. Keep searching for the truth because it's out there. And if you got to time travel just to get back to it, go for it.
And bring back proof for Monica.
Yeah, there you go. And watch where you sit on Mel's hole.
Yeah. First place.
All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Bye.